In a world full of movie podcasts, here is one more. Welcome to Defend Your Movie with Sean Donnelly.
The time has come again. The champion must stand. It can only be one of us. Victorious. So stand up and fight, my friend. There's a title you must defend. Shut it on, bring it to me. Defend your movie.
Right now. Wow, welcome to Defend Your Movie.
Hi, welcome to Defend Your Movie.
This is a terrible start to the podcast. Welcome, everybody, to Defend Your Movie. I am your host, Sean Donnelly, with my co-host, Farah Brooke. This week is a little bit different. We've done it before, haven't we?
Da-na-na-na. Special edition.
Special edition.
Sean finally sees it.
We're doing a Sean Finally Sees It. And if you are a fan of this podcast, you can almost guess what movie it was. Yes, that's right, folks. It's Moana! Whoa! Finally, after years, I don't know, I would say about 37 years of Farah Brooke talking about Moana,
about.
I would say that finally I went and I watched it. It's on Netflix, which makes it way easier.
Right. And if you'd like to know that over 20 people, I wish I was exaggerating, over 20 people have reached out to me to tell me that Moana is on Netflix now. As if I wouldn't have already been the first to have this news. But I do appreciate it, and
I feel like, you've seen it so much and you love it so much, I feel like you have like a Google alert for anything related to Moana. Like you just become obsessed and you're like, okay, Moana Google alert. My Wana. Like anything, even if they misspell it.
I don't need a Google alert. Everybody's telling me. And also, this is just a pre-apology. We have talked about Moana a lot. I have talked about Moana a lot. If you know me, you're probably sick of hearing me talk about Moana, but
we never got
these
into
are the
details
hard issues, and we can't put them to rest.
We never got into it on the podcast as far as the details of the movie and the plot.
That's why I'm so excited. And I want everybody to know that Sean did want me to watch Goodfellas, a.k.a. a quote-unquote classic movie, and we would have done Farah Finally Sees It.
Quote-unquote? What are you talking about? You do not need the phrase quote-unquote in front of Goodfellas, even if you haven't seen it. You know how many, every station on the planet.
It was more important and vital that you watch Moana
for the
first.
podcast, I will give you that because it's a part of the canon of the podcast.
And now that it just came out on Netflix, I mean, think of the millions of people that are going to listen to this podcast.
And then go watch it?
Yeah.
Only
and they're going to want to know what we had to say about it.
But when you're talking about Goodfellas, that is, you do not need quote unquote the legendary, the classic film Goodfellas.
I have a question.
It's got to be in every language, that movie. That
sure.
movie, they
Most
played on Lifetime.
Yes, I'm sure Moana's in every language too.
I don't think so. You think so?
Yes.
Well, that's just because it came out now. Goodfellas came out in 1990 or 89, and it has a lot of shelf life on that movie.
5 years before I was born.
Oh my God, that's not true. Is that true? Wait a minute. No, it's not true. Don't do that. Don't do that and freak me out, okay? Because I literally tweeted before this when I was watching Moana. I have a fidget spinner and I was playing with the fidget spinner, and I'm like, what? Am I just trying to be younger? Is that what's happening? Like, am I going through a midlife crisis?
You have your own fidget spinner? You were so amazed by mine last night.
Yeah, but yours was really, really, it was better than mine. I think because I dropped mine and
mine
screwed
is
it up.
superior. It's solid gold.
I'm literally watching the movie and I have the fidget spinner and I'm like, is it just me, the equivalent of me, be like, hey, rad dudes, what's going on? Like me, like trying to be younger when I'm not.
I disagree with that because Moana is a film for all ages. It's not a young thing. It doesn't discriminate based on age. Oh, so many people across the canon have hailed this movie, which I do think was in history the lowest grossing Disney movie to
Which
date.
is insane to me. Okay, here's the thing. We'll start off talking about this. Were you, before your love for Moana, because I'm really curious about this, were you a big Disney fan?
No, that's the thing.
Wow, okay,
That's the
okay.
thing. I mean, I love a good movie, a good Disney movie here and there, but this is, you never heard me talk about anything like this before I saw Moana. I'm not, I didn't even see Frozen until like last year when people were like, you'd like it if you like Moana. Wrong. I did not like it.
I never saw Frozen either, but I gotta be honest, like, I think of Moana, without seeing both of them, before seeing Moana, I thought of Moana, and this is going to sound strange, as more grown up than Frozen. Like, because I think
it's
every
a more
friend of mine,
universal story.
It relates
people
to
would
adults
argue,
more.
though. People freaking love Frozen.
It's crazy. Because, well, here's the thing what does it. Every friend you have that has kids, their kids have all the Frozen toys. So you're like, well, that's like a kid's movie.
I mean, I agree. And I think Moana is just, they will nail me to the what do you say? Nail me to the cross?
Yeah.
I was going to say nail me to the stake. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But they will for saying that the music in Moana is superior to Frozen because people just really are passionate and love Frozen. But, oh man, you get that Lin-Manuel Miranda in there.
Yeah.
You get a whole mix of people, and it's really some gorgeous music.
Well, here's the thing. Do you want to know what I thought of Moana? Are you ready to find out?
Honestly, no. I don't want to know. I just want to live in my fantasy that...
What is your fantasy?
That you loved it, and I know you didn't, and there's no doubt in my mind you weren't going to like Moana.
Well, no, what makes you think that? I'm out of curiosity.
You're closed-hearted.
Am I the fire monster from Moana? What's the name of the, like, Tashiki or something?
Something like that.
Yeah.
And I am aware of Moana's flaws. I'm not a Moana conspiracy perfectionist. I can talk about the movie critically as well.
Okay.
But
well, should I tell you what I thought? Or should I just keep it to myself?
I guess you're going to have to tell me.
Are you ready for this?
Yes.
I loved it!
No way!
I loved it. Farah is so happy right now.
Are you serious?
I swear to God, I loved it. I absolutely and the thing is this.
My hands are sweating. I feel like I just won the lottery. Oh my God.
Well, here's the thing.
That was the shock of the century. Woo, I'm sweating. This is the best day of my life.
I absolutely loved it. I thought it was awesome. There's many different reasons why I liked it.
Yes!
I will. The one thing you're going to bug me, the one thing I probably did think was the weakest was I don't know all the music from Frozen, but I did. The music isn't as good as some other Disney movies, like classics,
across
like
the board,
Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast.
I agree.
think Beauty
it
and the
doesn't
Beast
have as many hits as those, but as I sat stoned out of my mind in the movie theater watching this for the first time, I enjoyed the music. I liked the sound of it. There weren't as many like hit memorable songs. But I enjoyed it. Was nice on the ears.
It was, yeah.
And it was like easy and like cool and different from what I've heard before.
And and that's why I guess Lin-Manuel, that guy's amazing. And I guess
he did some of the music. Not
it's
all
so
of
contemporary. Like that's the thing about Beauty and the Beast.
Well, it's islandish,
right? When they do, but it also has not hip hoppy. Like even the Crab song with Jermaine Clement. Is like it has like almost like a rock, like a punk, not punkish, but like a rock kind of feel to it.
When I saw that in the theater, man, I was cracking up.
It's
oh yeah.
Well, one of my favorite things about it. Well, let's get into it. Why?
And what about You're Welcome? I love that song.
You're Welcome's really good.
The Rock is incredible.
Great. The Rock is like honestly, he deserves to be as big of a star as he is.
Absolutely agree, and I do consider Moana his breakout role.
Well, I think. Most people would do the Fast and the Furious, but you don't like those movies
because I've never seen that. To me, it was his breakout role. Now I'm in love with him.
But here's the thing: it makes you realize how talented he is.
He's incredible, and he can sing. And it's just like it was magnetic, and you're not even looking at him.
You wonder why he even went to the WWE in the first place, because it's like that never happens with those. Even Hulk Hogan back when I was a kid, Hulk Hogan was like crossing over. He did No Holds Barred. He did movies, but he was always terrible. Like it was always just
The Rock has defied limitations.
Yes,
and I think he does it through a genuine positivity and he's true to himself. He's authentic.
Yeah.
And people, it's really started to turn over in the
He's a
past
walking
few
motivational
years.
quote.
Yeah, his Instagram, holy shit.
He's a
it's
giant
fun.
Samoan hang in there baby cat poster. It's just the
And
Rock.
I want it in my apartment now.
Just the Rock hanging from a tree, going, "Hang in there, Moana. Hang in there, Farah.
Oh man,
I love you."
Loved it. I loved it. And I mean, we're going to talk about many facets of it. Now I'm just on some other level, knowing that you loved it. This is like the best day of my life.
There's many reasons why I like.
Isn't the beginning just incredible? Like
the beginning is awesome. And let's start with the animation is unbelievable.
It's the best. It is the best. The water. Because that's the thing. I saw it in the theater for the first time. I was amazed, astounded. It was so gorgeous. But less than halfway through, I was like, I'm going to see this in 3D.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I could tell that water.
Well, I'll tell you, Disney, they've been just perfecting this method of making their animation look real over the years. Like, it's insane how now they've made, like, there's certain angles and shots in this movie where she looks real. Like,
And the baby.
Yeah.
And I'm amazed to hear this because what did you watch this on, your TV at home?
Yeah, but I have a good TV. I have Samsung. And then I watched it on my phone, and I finished it on the way here on my phone.
Yeah.
And it's still awesome.
Because to me, in the movie theater, it was like on another level.
The first time I realized how good Disney animation was from like modern Disney stuff was Beauty and the Beast. Because I saw it in the theaters, and I remember when they were dancing on the ballroom floor, I'm like, that looks like a real floor. That's insane.
And that's
it's like a black
different
and white
than what you had seen before.
Yes, because you see like Cinderella and Snow White when you were little, when I was little, and then like, or any other kind of animation like on Sunday morning cartoons, or whatever it is. It's not as advanced. And this is just now with what they do with motion graphics and whatever else. It's just unbelievable.
It's insane. When she's a baby, you can see every side of her. Like, it's just so dynamic and like...
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
It's
gorgeous.
so
when
great.
they first turned the camera, quote unquote, I don't know how animation works, to the babies.
When he's telling the story and they go on the babies.
In the beginning.
Super funny.
The whole movie theater just lost it when you first see how cute those babies are.
Oh, they're so funny. Yeah, they're so cute. Because then it's hard telling a horror story to babies.
Oh,
it's
and
really
then
funny.
she walks as a baby. This is one of the most stunning moments of the whole film.
When she protects the turtle?
When she first walks into the water and it splits for her and you can see all the different animals around her in the water that's split and the big turtle goes past.
Yep.
And then it plays with her hair.
The reason she does it is because she saves the turtle from getting eaten by birds. Remember that?
I don't remember that.
She covers the turtle with a leaf so it can get into the
that
water.
Was cute.
And that's when she walks in the water and it splits for her.
Oh my! I cry when I see that part. It's just gorgeous.
One of my favorite things from this movie, the mentally handicapped chicken. There's a chicken that obviously has mental problems.
When I was a
kid, the chicken's name is Hey.
Yeah, and it's nice. They're representing diversity in this film, and whenever I was obsessed with a Disney film when I was a kid, I always needed like one stuffed animal of a character, and that would have been it if I was a kid with this movie.
Hey,
yeah. Oh, I want that.
It's so funny. Like there's always themes in these Disney movies, and they always have amazing sidekicks and really funny sidekicks.
And that one's so unique. He doesn't talk.
But the physical comedy is really, really great. Like and then The Rock, who is Maui, he just wants to eat the chicken the entire time. He calls the chicken drumstick, and he was like, "Eat up!" And the chicken literally is just pecking the food, but not anywhere near the food. He puts like chicken, bits, not like what do they call it, like grain or whatever. He throws on the boat, like, "All right, fatten up so I can eat you." And the chicken just starts pecking at the boat instead. So that's one of my favorite things is that like they do that really well. Like even like I say, like Beauty and the Beast or. This is something that Disney does really, really well, is sidekicks. Because think of all the Beauty and the Beast sidekicks. Think of things from Cinderella. She had the mice, right?
Yeah.
She had 3 mice, whatever it was. And
and the birds.
The sidekicks. Or, is that, wait, who are the penguins? Is that a Disney one? No, it's not, is it?
I don't know.
The penguins are from...
I haven't seen any penguins.
Not Ice Age. The penguins are from... What are they from? They're the... Oh my God! The one with Ray Romano. You know what, Alex? What movie is that? Not Ice Age. Happy Feet
Happy
is
Feet.
not Happy Feet. No. The one with whatever it is. Anyway, I think it's Disney as well, but I'm not sure. But that's one of the things they do so well. Also, having an elderly woman play a main part in the movie is also. Think of Cinderella.
There were a lot of historic things about this movie.
Like what?
Well, that it's a classic Disney device that a parent dies. This was a grandparent. We're still in the same world, but it is different. This is the first. They do say many times they specify she's not a princess. I don't know why that's the case.
They do that.
They say it like 4 times, so you're super clear.
I know why they do that because there's a whole thing about the anti-Disney princesses thing.
I know, but say she was a princess, she would be the first Disney princess to not be stick thin.
Right.
And the first Disney princess with, drumroll please, my favorite part, curly hair. True. First Disney princess ever with curly hair. That's a big deal. That's a very big deal.
Jewish Farah right now is like, oh my God, finally a princess for me.
My friend Marsha always says that this movie is about me because I'm also from an island.
Right, that makes a lot of sense. She kind of reminded me of you a little bit. She really did. When I was watching it,
nice.
I was like, I can see why Farah likes this. And she also is from Long Island.
Yes,
so
we're both from Long Island, which is why we love this movie.
Yes.
It's about islanders like us, which is definitely offensive.
Do you think you doing comedy was your way off the island? Was that your boat? Who's your Maui in comedy?
You.
Oh my God, I'm Maui. Oh my God. I can't believe we're coming to these realizations.
I'm coming to a lot of realizations, though, because I'm also like, I'd be a great Disney sidekick in your Disney movie.
That's true. You would
So I don't know what's what.
But you could also,
I have to say,
you
though,
would lead your own Disney
when
movie.
Maui sings "You're Welcome" to her, it's one of the most nuanced. Is that a word?
Nuanced. Where did you get nonced from?
I don't know. You know what? I've been saying a lot of words that aren't real words lately, and people have been calling me out left and right. I'm on some other planet of vocabulary.
Have you been smoking a lot of weed lately?
Of course I have.
Did you hear somebody say "nost" and you're like, "That sounds good"?
I just didn't think. I know nuanced as a word, but I'm thinking of a different word. Whatever.
Nonst? No, maybe is it a word?
No,
there's no way. Alex, look up nonst. There's no way.
It's not nuanced, but there's something more than nuanced. But it was a nuanced song. Like, it was just so clever and smart and sarcastic. Like, I just haven't seen a Disney song like that. Alex is cracking up.
It's a British slang word when someone's been the victim of nonce.
What's that mean? The victim of nonce, is that from British TV or something?
I can't remember this other word I said the other day, and I got made fun of for a few hours for it. They were talking about the retrial for Cosby, and I kept saying retrial.
You mean vitriol?
Right, but I was reading retrial as retrial.
A lot of people have some retriol for Bill Cosby.
I was like, there's going to be retriol.
Oh, there's going to be some retriol.
Yeah.
You better. Yeah.
You bet.
Yeah. It's going to be a mice trial.
Yes.
How you say mistrial? A mistrial.
Mistrial.
A mistrial. I've done that where somebody, what was the word recently? It was like a certain type of food, and I totally mispronounced it. I forget what it was. What are they? Crudite. I'm like, what's crudite?
I feel like as Long Islanders, this is our right.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't know
to be
any
done with certain words.
Yeah, I don't know what any word is supposed to sound like. I speak in a constant state of fear.
Because crudite is crudite, and I'm like,
yes.
What's crudite? For some reason, I thought crudite would have had a spelling like CRU with that little caret or the apostrophe DTAE or something like very fancy. That's what it sounds like. Like hors d'oeuvres, like hors d'oeuvres, but crudite. That's what I was thinking. So when I saw that, I'm like, crudite. What is that? A rock? What is that? Is that like one of those gems people collect? Yeah, I collect gems. I collect crudite, and I collect fossil fate. I don't know what the fuck. I have no idea. I know nothing about rocks. I've done that a million. I think everybody does that. But usually what happens is you mispronounce the word in your head privately, and then you wait until somebody says it so you don't seem like an asshole.
There's one I always say wrong, but I've almost decided that that's my way, and I'm sticking to it.
What is the word?
I can't remember right now.
Okay, what about this word? R-O-U-T-E.
I could say it both ways.
Both ways? I think I say it both ways, too.
It depends on the
It's route or route.
context. It depends on the context.
All right, if you're talking about driving somewhere.
I took this route to Route 31.
Yeah, whoa, that's a perfect way to do it.
Thank you.
Oh my
you.
God. I took this route.
I got a very good SAT
That's
score.
a good point. You can't say, I took this route to Route 31.
Right.
I guess you can
no, you
say
can,
that.
And I've heard people say it
I
that
took this
way.
route. That's how
But you
I
wouldn't
would say it.
Route 31.
No, I took this route to Route 31. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Route 31. I say route all the
No
time.
one would say, I took this route to Route 31.
Right. It doesn't sound right.
No one would say that.
Oh my God, you're onto something.
Tweet us if you would say that, please.
Tweet at Defend Your Movie. Tweet us. Do you say route or route? I guess you're tweeting it. It's gonna look the same.
Right.
You can't because you have to say it for us
And
to know
I
what
just
you're doing.
I would love to know how many people are inspired to watch Moana after hearing this praise from Sean.
Well, it's
who
really-
was the last person I was expecting to enjoy this movie.
Oh, I really did. Here's the thing, though. But I love. Okay, and also I might have almost teared up at the end. And
I did. I cried.
There's two moments when she says goodbye to him. It's a Maui. And also, when she faces off against the fire monster and tells the fire monster, this isn't who you are.
Right, and
like,
also
sings
that
to the
fire monster
monster
was a woman, which is also historic. I didn't finish going through all the historic
No,
aspects.
because Ursula in Little Mermaid, the bad guy, is the bad guy, and it was a woman.
Good point. Maybe not historic, but less seen. I don't know.
Less seen, yeah.
And
it's
it was cool
usually-
because I liked the whole environmental aspect. Like it was the Mother Earth and the whole story of how Maui and the seasons and how they explained like all of nature through the story. I thought that was fun.
Well, I'll tell you, I can also draw a direct correlation. And me and Alex, right before you got here, we were talking about how much we loved Lost, and he was asking me what I thought of the end of Lost, the TV show. You know, this has a parallel to the last season's plot of Lost.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Well, the whole idea, what they did. This is spoilers for Lost. If you're listening right now, I was
Turn
obsessed.
off this fucking podcast right now if you don't want a spoiler for Lost.
I was obsessed with Lost when it was on. So was Alex, our lovely producer. And here's the thing: the last season of Lost, the whole giveaway for the whole takeaway from it was that the island kind of protects good. Like there's a light on the island that is deep down in the bowels of the island that is purposely protected by this guy Jacob, because if it goes out or if this smoke monster that's on the island gets off the island, the same thing that happens in Moana where everything's turned to ash. And also Disney owns Bad Robot, which is kind of interesting to me. So it's kind of, I wonder if they had this in mind at all, or maybe some of the similar writers. So basically, if the smoke monster would have gotten off the island on Lost, everything would have turned to ash. And basically what happened and is kind of the same, because the light would have gone out at that point too. And in Moana, they steal the light, and then same thing happens. A monster who is made of like liquid magma, the woman, whatever,
Yeah.
Takeshi or whatever it is, kind of like takes over the island and turns everything to ash, and is just spreading. Because that's why she has to go on the mission, because her island is starting to fall apart into
Right,
ash.
exactly.
And it's an effect of the fire monster, which is very similar to Lost, because that would have been the effects of the world. The world would have just burnt up if the evil got off the island.
Interesting. I didn't
Yeah.
know Lost went to that type of place.
It did towards the
And
end.
fantasy.
That's one of the points that people hate. Is
The
that
pain points.
it went from being science-y in the beginning and about relationships on the island to being just like, hey, it's magic.
Okay, yeah.
But with Disney movies, you're like, yeah, of course
Oh,
it's
of
magic.
course.
You're
And
like,
it was
you want
gorgeous.
that to be the case.
I loved the animation of that. Also, I have to mention when she's in the water at night and the light up grandma, what is that animal that that swims under the boat and lights it up and stuff? It's like
not
a
stingray.
stingray.
Stingray, yeah.
But it's like huge, and it's just gorgeous. It's big and sparkly and
Yeah,
light.
the artwork on this movie is unbelievable. It's insane what they
It's
can do.
insane.
And how to
Like
make it
her
look.
being in the water at night, all those scenes and stuff. And
Yeah.
It's just gorgeous.
You could take each one of those stills as like just artwork.
You want to know when I cried?
When?
Towards the end, and I thought this was also a unique aspect to a movie where it wasn't even like something sad that happened or something specific. When she just was coming back on the boats to the island after the whole thing, it
Yeah.
was just so beautiful, and the music, and it was like the things, and she had made it, and you know, she was coming back to her family, successful, and the music was just so beautiful, and the water, and blowing those flags on the boat.
Yeah.
And I was sobbing.
Were you really crying?
Yeah, I was moved. I was moved by the whole movie, and I was just...
Well, it's a very uplifting
It was cool, though.
movie.
It was an uplifting cry.
And it's a movie that's affected by what's going on right now. Like there's a very big push where things are trying to get more progressive, and especially as far as like TV and movies goes. It's really interesting to me, not to get too off track, and this is really off track, how Hollywood can screw up in kind of like in pushing. Like screw up in pushing in propelling
Political agendas.
female stereotypes
Okay.
and about and the female is the weaker sex or whatever you want to call it, and then they can do something like this, like Disney, and make this movie and totally knock it out of the park and like breaking down all those
This
things.
movie was totally knocked it out of the park. Incredible. It's really special that the whole journey has nothing to do with love or a man. And it's such a cool part of this movie that's really, really... I don't know if there's any other Disney movie where this is the case. Some people argue Frozen and that she's a lesbian or whatever it is, but there are love aspects in that movie. There's princes and stuff like that. In this movie, there's nothing about love. There's no love story.
It doesn't have to be a prince comes and wakes you up like that.
Or
like gives you a kiss
anything
and wakes you
about
up.
that, which is really interesting
Yeah.
to watch, and especially for young girls and all kids growing up. This is a girl's journey. It has nothing to do with love.
And also, she didn't need anybody to get her off the island. She got herself off the island.
Right.
Like she did it. Everything she was doing herself. And then
And she has Maui to help her, but
help
she
her.
also helps him.
Absolutely.
And he's not perfect or like saving her. He saves her sometimes, but it's not that type of relationship.
Yeah, so basically, if we didn't do the explain the plot point of it, but then I'd like you to do it since you love this movie so much. It's very. The other thing is, it's great storytelling, and they do things very succinctly. Because
Can you think of another Disney movie with no love story?
I didn't see it, but is Mulan a love story?
It is.
Oh, it is.
Yes. And I love Mulan, and you should definitely see it.
No, one Disney movie per
Year.
year for our podcast.
I'm trying to think. I never saw Up. I've heard Up is incredible.
Up is a love story though, but
Yeah.
Up is about an old man and the kid and
But
the
there's
dog.
a love story
Up is
in it.
It's Pixar and it's. Yeah, you want to talk about crying? It's in the first 5
I
minutes
know,
of the
that's
movie.
why I've never watched it.
Oh my god,
I'm
it's
scared
sad.
of my own emotions.
I watched that and I cried. I watched that and I was like, it's perfect. That's the thing about these. Why aren't the guys who make Pixar and Disney movies? Is Moana Pixar or is it just Disney?
I think it's Disney.
okay.
But they had, both of those have like these shorts at the beginning that are so
Yeah.
incredible. And
But here's the thing: it's like, why aren't these guys making regular movies as well? Because the way they're telling, like, these are always written really well. And granted, I think you give some kind of leeway as far as dialogue goes.
But isn't it
and it's a kids'
amazing the
movie.
standard like Disney and Pixar have kept to after all these years?
Absolutely.
It's really amazing. Like,
But in all fairness, the way they do that is by putting out two movies a year.
which I think is
It's a smart move.
great.
That's
Put one
why,
movie out a year. Put one movie out every 2 years.
Yeah.
And make it an incredible movie.
Yeah, no, basically, they've crafted, it kind of reminded me that how much I love the Marvel movies. Like, they have the same thing where it's like, people are starting to hate the Marvel movies. We found that out with Nathan on the podcast and stuff like that. They're starting to hate it. I still love them because as far as the storytelling goes, it's very hard for people to, like, it's very hard Like, all right, like that guy that shit on the podcast because I was trying to explain Batman versus Superman, and I was like all over the place. First of all, because I have ADD, and
First
secondly,
off, if you shit on the podcast, Sean will
I will take it
lose
to heart.
3 nights of sleep over it. Like, this is one person,
One person.
and he'll remember it forever.
I want everybody to enjoy the podcast.
Not every single person can enjoy the podcast.
I know, but I'm still like, but I'm trying to take it as constructive criticism, where it's like,
Sure,
I should be
but,
doing something,
you know.
you know. Oh, to the point where we're going to have somebody help us with research.
Oh,
and she's going
God.
to, I swear to God.
Jesus Christ. Sean's hired an assistant. He was texting me from LA. I'm like, how LA can you get? He goes to LA for 2 weeks. He changes fundamentally as a person. He's texting me, we're going to have a research person. I mean, I'm into it.
Well, you know what it is? There's other movie podcasts that do it, and it helps the podcast a lot. And I don't have
How?
time to sit down because they have so much more info to talk about when they're talking about the movie. And I usually just go on IMDb, but I'd rather if she can hunt something down, that'd be better for the podcast. But this kid's beef with it was how I was describing the movie at the time, which was Batman versus Superman. But what you have to realize is most movies, a lot of movies, sometimes they're so long that. Not so long, but the plots are so convoluted that you can't just be like, yeah, it's X, Y, and Z. But most Disney movies and the Marvel superhero movies, they're pretty straightforward. They're like,
Right.
that's why
you could explain it in a sentence or two.
and it's pretty, for the most part, maybe I'm wrong on certain things, but for the most part, and you literally, that's just evidence of good storytelling. And that's what the reason I'm saying is.
It really was that. And I get emotional now thinking about this. Truly, I don't think it's something you can even understand. But thinking of young girls, but also young
Watching it.
boys, watching a movie they're going to become obsessed with that doesn't have a love story in it, to me is just an incredible, incredible thing, because the way I grew up, every movie, every TV show revolves around love and relationships in some way. So it's embedded in your mind that that's the most important thing and that's what drives everything.
Yeah.
Maybe it is. I don't know. But, you know, it's just so cool. I sent you that picture of a little girl dancing to
Yes.
Kids are just obsessed with this, and it's such a strong story, and it's just about her journey and what she's called to and what she does, and she's active. They had great action scenes with her.
They
too.
did.
That was fun.
And you also, the good thing about it is, like, there's no love story in this, but it's not cynical at all. Like, it's
Right.
not like, it's
No,
not like it's
very
still not
pure.
It's very pure. I think that there was, like I said, like it was an hour and 45 minutes or something. What was it, an hour and 40 minutes? And even to give you an example of how good the storytelling is, and this is good movie making too, is when she's coming back, they didn't even have a scene where they were like, you saved our island. All they did was show her family, literally her mother and father looking at a plant go from ash back to a flower. And then they turn around and she's coming back already. That gives you so much information in literally 2 scenes.
That's beautiful.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
It's
that's why it's so great,
beautiful.
because you're watching it and you're like, your mind is making connections and you're literally like, oh my God, this is so nice. Like,
It's just the whole movie is there's so many great metaphors, but one that I love thinking of the parents is, you know, of course they're fearful of the dangers that lie ahead if she's going to go on this mission.
Right.
And they don't want her to go. And then she
Yeah.
goes.
So
it's nice.
So it's a lesson for kids and parents whose kids are going to college and stuff. They don't want an empty
I know.
nest. Watch Moana, you'll feel better, parents.
But just that things can be scary, but it can be worth it.
But new experiences are worth it. And
Yeah.
don't be scared, and be brave. And but you're right. It's good for kids. I agree with that. I think it's good, and it's good showing this girl be the hero of it, and this girl like not be afraid of stuff and not be quote unquote girly about stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Not girly, not relationshipized or sexualized or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just her and her journey and her connection to the water. There's something so beautiful about that to me. I don't know That might be the Long Island thing.
It might be. Yeah, and you love the beach. Every time you Snapchat, you're at the beach in Long Island. You are Moana.
Which is weird because I used to hate the beach as a kid. I lived on the beach and I never was a beach person. But I've changed in my old age. And now I love the beach. I love the water.
Well, I'll tell you what this movie is good for kids is it's a good thing to counteract like Bratz dolls. Do you know what I mean? Like stuff like that where it's like, oh, this is fun and it's not corny. It's like fun and like it's actually like parents can watch it, whatever it is, and also like it's not the lowest common denominator. Those dolls, I don't even know how they were even made.
Everybody could enjoy this movie too. Like the guy from the crab. What did you say his name is? He's from Flight of the Conchords.
Oh, Jermaine Clement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was hilarious. It was
really
great. Funny.
It was awesome. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That they've been doing that for a while. Like Up had that with the dog.
That was great.
The dog was really funny in Up. Great casting in Moana. Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
No, they're perfect people. Who plays Moana? Is it
her name? I don't know how to say it.
She's not like famous.
Aoi Corale. She's a real.
Is she really from an island?
Yes. She's I think it's Hawaii based.
It's Hawaii based.
And that they found her and they did a huge casting call to find who this girl would be. And they have a video of her. You have to see this. Of when they tell her she got the part.
She freaks.
Oh, it's amazing. I definitely cried watching that. And she's so incredible.
How old is she in real life?
Let's see. Let's look it up. She also, her performance at the Oscars blew me away. That's not an easy song to sing. And she hit every note. So, Ali Cravalho. I don't know how to say her name correctly. Ali. She's 16 years old.
Wow. Now she's 16.
Now.
So that means when this was made, she's probably like 14 or whatever. So they got somebody the age. Well, that's the other thing, too.
And
is
she was just magnetic. I mean, she was incredible in this part.
She's awesome, yeah.
And I think they ended up, matching it to her a little, too. It looks like her.
Yeah, I think they did. Well, the other thing is there's no way they were going to get anybody but somebody from an island to do this part.
Well, thank God.
Yeah, well,
they've made mistakes like that before. She's from Koala, Hawaii.
Oh.
I don't know if I'm saying anything right. She's of native Hawaiian, Portuguese, and Puerto Rican descent.
Wow. Wait, can you say native when it's 3 different nationalities?
It says she is of native Hawaiian.
Oh, okay.
That's one thing.
I think you were saying native Hawaiian, native Portuguese, and native Puerto Rican. I'm like, that's 15 different places.
I'm obsessed with her. I think she's so incredible, and I hope they do a Broadway version and cast her, even though they never will cast her.
Why?
She'll probably be too old by that time, being 21.
Oh, yeah, you're probably right.
But they should. She's so amazing. At the Oscars, I thought she was incredible.
No, it's I enjoyed it a lot. I would say the one thing, if I had to, that I wasn't into, some of the music. But here's the thing. You never like all the music on something. There's you don't like every song in every Disney thing or every musical or whatever it is. I think the only time people loved every song is like Hamilton. Like people who love, like my wife loves Hamilton, the soundtrack. Every song, I'm sure she has her favorites, but she loves every song.
Right.
And there was, there was really
I saw
good songs in
Hamilton,
this.
And I'll take any, excuse to brag about that. I did see Hamilton.
Oh, money bags over here.
Yeah, that's right.
It's all
I'm
that Long
very
Island,
wealthy.
That native Long Island money.
Native Long Island money. I am extremely rich. And I didn't love it. I didn't love it.
What?
And
the music?
Hamilton.
Oh, Hamilton. Oh, you didn't love Hamilton. I'm sorry. I forgot we were talking about that.
Which is very controversial.
You didn't love Hamilton.
No, I liked it a lot.
When something gets that...
What, Alex?
Alex loves it. You hate it, too?
I did not hate it, but I didn't think it matched the hype.
It's so hyped
It's great.
up.
It's great. It's an amazing accomplishment of musical theater to have that historical story told in that way. It's incredible, but I prefer Moana.
Here's the thing. Yeah.
Moana, greater sign Hamilton, personally.
Here's the thing with Hamilton. It got sometimes things get so much heat on them and so hyped up that
so
it
when
can't
you finally
live up.
see it.
Like when I saw the movie Get Out, okay? I liked it a lot.
What?
I liked it a lot. Did you see Get Out?
Yes, and to me it exceeded what I thought.
No. That movie got so... It matched the hype
for me.
There's no. There's no way.
For me, yeah. For me, it did.
It got so. Then you must have saw it before I did because it got so hyped up. I was like, this is going to be the best movie I've ever seen in my life. And it wasn't. It wasn't.
It wasn't the best movie I ever saw in my life, but it was one of the best.
Because it dealt with it made a really awkward topic really funny, which is like race relations.
It was great.
Made it really funny.
I don't agree with you. It's one of the best movies I've seen
of all time.
Well, I haven't seen many movies.
That's true. What are you talking about? Yeah, you saw this and Moana. You're like, my two top movies, Moana and this might have inched out The Notebook. We don't know. No, it's not. That is a case to me of not hyped up where it's like it's not good and it got hyped up completely, but it's hyped up to the point of like, oh, you guys just went straight up your own asses talking about this. Because it's the type of movie, I think, because it's so like the way the topic of it, I think it was like almost like a badge of coolness to go, have you seen Get Out? It's amazing.
I don't know.
Because you're like, look how not racist I am and progressive by saying Get Out is
First of all, Get Out scared the shit out of me.
It freaked me out too.
It scared me. And second of all, I just don't
Alex
agree.
Is trying to interrupt us. No, but Hamilton is one of those things where it's like it's never been done before like that, and it was different, and it was also the guy's super
this
talented.
Has never been
I
done.
get the hype. I get the hype better on Hamilton than I do on Get Out because Get Out was a solid movie. It was really, really good, and it freaked me out.
But you're saying you don't agree that people are like it's the best. It was one of the best movies I've seen in a very long time.
People were saying it like it was the best movie of all time movie history.
It's it's definitely the best horror film I've ever seen.
It's the best horror movie you've ever seen?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wonder about the context of how you saw this movie. We talked about this on the podcast a lot.
I saw it in Des Moines, Iowa, with white people.
Exactly.
With four white people in the theater, and I was the only one laughing at the
right.
I
remember you being in a bad mood about that and all of that. I think it was that influenced your experience.
No, it wasn't. It really wasn't. I'm not saying it was bad. I liked it a lot, but I do think there was a little bit of like just the culture around it was like, oh my God, like literally if you were in a room when it came out and you probably said you didn't like it, you'd probably be called racist. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like that. Like that's how much it was.
Don't know.
First of all, it's just a movie.
I liked it that much.
But you don't agree with me about the hype of it? The hype got
I know
so
that
out of
hype
control.
can get to your head.
It can get to your head.
Speaking of hype, did you see Wonder Woman?
Yes, I did see Wonder Woman. And
your face is...
No. I liked it a lot. I liked it.
It was awesome.
I thought it was great.
It was awesome.
It was.
It's not like my favorite movie of all time, but I'm going to see it again.
It's the best thing that DC has done since the Christopher Nolan Batman. Like by far. Like
it was. It was a great film.
It was really great, and it was cool, and I thought she was really good in it. And I thought,
loved her.
Yeah, it's not as good as Iron Man, the first Iron Man.
I've obviously never seen that. I never will.
That's what I'm saying. You have to. I take it as, I'm not just taking it as like, oh my God, it's this female-driven Wonder Woman movie, or this female-driven superhero movie. That's great.
I know.
But I'm also putting it up
that.
against other superhero movies. You have to do that as well.
That was a great movie, though. For me, that's not my type of movie, and I actually wasn't bored during it. Like, it moved quick for me.
I was on At Midnight, not to name drop, but I was on At Midnight when I was...
Check out Sean on At Midnight Comedy Central. He won.
I won.
He won't say it himself.
Yeah, I won. And you know who I was on with was Lucy Davis from Iron Man, from Wonder Woman.
What part was
she? Was the sidekick. What's Chris Pine's like secretary?
Oh, that's
the English
fun.
woman who's really funny in it.
Yeah.
She was so nice.
Oh, that's so cool.
Nice. Yeah.
That's one thing though, and I feel this way about every action movie, which is why I don't love them. Is like towards the end, it's just one more action scene than I need. I wish she got it on that.
Well, they feel like they have to amp things up every movie.
Yeah, and it's like it would have. Leave me wanting more. There's like two extra action scenes that I don't need to see.
Well, I will tell you this: that the scene with her and Ares, that is a badass final scene. Like that is a. So as far as
I've never seen anything like that. That was really cool.
Me neither. It was really cool. Like it's up there with like that multi superhero Avengers scene that's really cool, where they have giant Ant-Man and stuff like that. All right, well, let's wrap it up.
Oh yeah, we're back to Moana.
Back to
for
Moana.
another 2 hours. Let's discuss.
You just want to make it an all Moana podcast.
Well,
So
you know,
yeah, so
if
basically,
I have my way.
the gist of today is that I saw it and I loved it.
Yay!
You love any Disney movie that makes you feel like a kid again, and when you're watching it, you feel like a kid. I laughed out loud multiple times during that movie.
Oh, I wish I watched it.
The
with
retarded
you.
chicken. I don't want to say retarded. If my sister hears this, she'll get really mad at me.
Mentally handicapped.
The mentally handicapped chicken. The chicken with special needs. The special ed chicken. That chicken was so goddamn funny.
I know, and cute.
Super cute, and also the way he's drawn is great. It's all
Exactly,
really,
and what you said,
it's different.
the ability of them to portray the physical humor.
Yes!
It's
Perfect.
really amazing.
All right, we're going to wrap up. We're going to make it a little bit of a shorter one this week. But thank you, Farah, for telling me to watch Moana.
I'm
And
so happy.
Sean saw it, and he loved it, and he recommends that you guys go see it. Yeah, what would you like to plug, Farah?
Oh, why are you already laughing at me?
No, I'm not laughing at you because I know you get weird when this part comes up.
Well, you've made fun of me so many times about it.
Not
Last
true.
night, we had our show Rent Party, me and Yodoye Travis's show at Union Hall. It's every third Wednesday of the month, and it was really one of the most fun shows I've ever been a part of. It just, by the end, turned into like a full party rager with
Really?
this live band and people doing sets. It was just so fun. And next month,
Wait, was that just a fluke for this week, or do you have a live band every week?
we have a live band
every
every
month.
month. We have a live band every month. But some of the comics towards the end started really using it and singing
Oh, that's
with it,
awesome.
which was so fun. So
Was it packed?
it was packed, and it was just wild. And it was all my closest friends. And next month, July 19th, we're having a special edition. It's the 1-year anniversary. So the lineup's going to be blown out.
Oh, really? That'd be a nice show to do.
Maybe you will.
Maybe I will. Maybe
You know
I'll be on
what?
there.
I'm going to try to put Sean on there. He'll probably cancel again.
No, that's not
But
true.
it's going to be at 10 o'clock at Union Hall in Brooklyn on July 19th. So please come.
And as far as the podcast goes, we have a Twitter at Defend Your Movie. That is the Twitter for the podcast. Also, we have an email, defendyourmovie@gmail.com. And what else do we have? You can listen to us on the Laughable app, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and it's going really good. And please, please, please
Well.
rate. It's going really well, right? What did I say? Good? Sorry, that's my Long Island coming out.
Tweet at us movies you want us to see. I'm going to watch Goodfellas next.
Yes, that's going to be an episode. Also, let us know on Twitter what movies you want us to see, and subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. That helps us so much. And also, let other movie podcasts know about ours. We want to do like crossover episodes with as many podcasts as possible. Also, we record at Showbiz Studios with Alex, who's the man, and they have a new YouTube channel. So if you search for Showbiz on YouTube, it will pop up. You'll see episodes of all the podcasts, probably, right? Yeah, you'll see episodes of Fat Pig, which is Jessica Curson's podcast, our podcast, Defend Your Movie, also Matt Goldich's podcast. You'll see a bunch of stuff, so go check that out and go to showbizstudios.com if you're interested in recording or you want to talk to Alex just for fun about how much he hates the ending of Lost, the TV show.
This was special edition. Sean finally sees it. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, who wants to make that song? Special edition, Sean finally sees it. Thank you so much for listening, guys. We will see you next week, and we really appreciate it. Bye.